That was Guy, Let's Chill. So all around the country, some places, starting with New York, they have decided that if you don't have a vaccine, proof of vaccine, you can't go to their restaurants, you can't go to their bars, you can't go to their theaters. And there's been a lot of trepidation around the country. A lot of people are saying, well, I just won't go. That's the point. That is the point. A lot of people are saying, well, restaurants will close down. When they lose business, they'll see. You can't hold people hostage that way anymore. Because ultimately, those businesses will close down if the cases keep climbing. And the bottom line to me is this. If you're one of those people who are saying, that are angry because they're going to make you show proof of vaccine, you are one of those people who wanted to do vaccinated things while being unvaccinated. You wanted to take advantage of somebody else who took the vaccine, who took the precautions, and now who wants to go on to some semblance of normalcy. You want to take advantage of that without having to go through it. Those people had the same fears, the same inhibitions, the same misinformation that you did. They made a different decision, and they decided to go forward. You're trying to glean off them. You're no different than somebody that goes to dinner and walks out before the bill comes, or somebody that goes to a cookout and all they bring is their appetite. The bottom line is the point is that if you're not vaccinated, to stay home. Because one of the reasons these cases are surging like this, because too many unvaccinated people are doing vaccinated things. And yes, we understand that vaccinated people can still spread the disease. But the difference is those people go home and you go to the ICU ward. Those people go home. Then we have to hear you when you go on vacation. You're a father of 5 who was waiting to see the results of the vaccine for a year. And then you go on vacation with your family and then you get sick and you die. And then you say, well, I should have took it. You wanted to do you want to be unvaccinated, but do vaccinated things. Or when you're 19 years old and you play football and you go to a hospital and they find out that you have COVID, and they find out you didn't take the vaccine, they teach you with some animus, then you're angry. But you wanted to be unvaccinated, but do vaccinated things. The bottom line is we know there are things that we know that science tells us. We know the vast majority of people who are in ICUs right now are people who have decided to not be vaccinated. The vast majority. That's irrespective of where you are. That's political ideologies, governance, all of that. The one constant is people who refuse to be vaccinated, but they want to do vaccinated things. They want to go where vaccinated people go. They want to do what vaccinated people do, but they don't want to take the vaccination. And we all had those same fears and misgivings, except people decided to move forward and you didn't. It is really no different than everybody has a relative, unfortunately, who's on substances. And you can keep talking to him and talking to him and talking to him. And after a while, you accept in your mind that this is the path he's going to go down or she's going to go down, and then you have to wash your hands of it. You know what you're seeing right now? People tired of people like you who've decided not to help, not to make things better, to spread misinformation, to lie, and to then further add insult to injury, but trying to do vaccinated things by being unvaccinated. If you take the vaccine, your chance of getting the disease, they diminish 8-fold. If you have the vaccination and your chances of dying from the disease diminish 8-fold. That's just the math of it. And you can go on and pull out your herb book and talk about your cousin who works at the CDC and tell me you read the Harvard Journal. But the bottom line is those are the facts. And here's another fact. People are tired of having to explain things to you. They're tired of not being able to do what they want to do. They're tired of having to hear about people dying in ICUs and systems being overburdened. And they're tired of knowing that it can be prevented. The same misgivings you had, they had, but they did it and you didn't. But you want to live off them. You want to count on their immunity. And what you're waiting for is for you to be right. What you're waiting for is, see, I told you, all those people took all those vaccines. I was right. That's what you're counting on. What we're seeing is you being wrong every day. And people are tired. So when you risk the fact that you didn't take a vaccine and you go to the hospital and they're overburdened and then the doctors is apathetic towards you, okay. Because you decided that. You are not the only ones who get to decide things. You're quick to tell us nobody can make you do anything. You can't make me take a shot. Well, we can't make you can't make us not go on. It's almost as if every year there are people where there are floods or hurricanes and they're warned over and over again. And they're told, look, if you get out while you can, make sure your family is safe because when it gets bad, we're not going to be able to come for you. That is what's happening now. But too many unvaccinated people want to do too many vaccinated things. You want to live off somebody else's, at somebody else's expense. You want to freeload. This is the point. People are moving on. It is unreasonable. There are people who will not leave their homes right now because they know people like you are out there in great numbers. So maybe those businesses who close, who insist that people be vaccinated, will have a rebound. Maybe there'll be more people to come because they feel safe that business is doing the responsible thing. You have the right to decide how you want to live. And maybe one of the things you want to do is make sure the people that come to your restaurant or to your theater or to your park are safe. You want to do unvaccinated things. You want to be unvaccinated, do vaccinated things. That is your right. We cannot tell you what to do, but you cannot tell us not to move on. And if you own a business and that is the way you want to do it, and you tell employees that got to do it and people that got to do it, look, anybody has a right. It says, a sign says no shirt, no service. It can say no vaccine, no service too. That's a little note for a GED section. We got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It is the D.L. Hughley Show.